drink my juice. I still drink my
I,
happy juice.
I like my happy juice and I like my pep because I can't drink the burn and the blue frog because it has stuff in it that I'm not supposed to have. Dang it.
Is he saying that your hands are too low?
No, I was asking if it was going to be an hour or less, because if it's an hour or less, I'll just do it myself, because sometimes
Less
getting
than an
it.
hour. We're done before 7 o'clock.
No worries. I'll
Yeah.
just. You can go ahead whenever you guys are ready to start
Okay.
the meeting. I don't
Oh,
know if
this
you
is
guys
us. We've started.
We
Okay.
started. There's just everybody kind of gets in when they get here.
I wanted to let you know the rules, like from a couple of days ago, from 2 days ago, 3 days ago, yesterday and 2 days ago. Um, the rules on the PXP tickets. Did you already fill those out?
The registration?
Excuse the interpreter, registration, yes. We did need to put in for like the deaf. I think we should have added that to the ticket that they were deaf.
I think that was on there. Yeah.
Didn't it say something?
Like they didn't have it in the list.
It said English, then there was like M. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. Jerry, my best thing is you call corporate and let them know that you didn't see it on there and that you need a hearing impaired so that they know that ahead of time because they'll want to how many people there's coming. There's you, and I'm pretty sure Adrian said she was coming, so that's two that I know of, and isn't just um
Matt M.
and
Or
Matt's
excuse me,
coming.
Matt. I think. I think there's another one, but I'm not sure.
Matt Pochi's the only other person I know on the team who might be coming, but I don't know if Matt's bought his ticket yet or not.
I think he asked Adrian.
I know Adrian's going
Mm-hmm.
and her daughter.
Yeah.
Yep, I thought so. I thought, yeah, I thought one
Joanna
of
can
them
hear
was
though.
going.
Joanna's
Yeah,
not
I think there might
or
be 4 or 5 people.
if they're from this team alone, from like you and it's you. I don't know. I don't believe that Adrian's husband Jesse is coming. I
She didn't
think
think
it's
she'd
just
get him
I
to
just
come.
think it's Adrian and
I think he is.
Oh, is he?
I think so.
Okay. Because last I heard,
I'll
she
send a message to Adrian and ask
I
her.
I I mean, I could ask her again. I mean, I think I asked her twice.
I'll ask her to confirm just to make sure. Because before corporate uh puts a lot of effort into having an interpretation team show up, they need to make sure that there is confirmed attendance by people who need the interpreter. You know, Alondra was super sweet with us last time and was able to help hook us up with uh table positioning and everything because it was just you and they were able to get you into a particular area of the room. This next convention is going to be bigger, and they may not be able to pull off that same miracle. So we got to
well,
see.
they'll do something because they won't leave them hanging. They just have to figure out what it is. They'll set
Right.
aside. They're really good about that.
Yeah.
It may be you just
Yeah, right.
with a couple laptops or not laptops. Didn't they have like tablets or something that they gave out? Or they may have a
It was
whole.
tablets.
They might have a TV set up like they did that. Well, I don't know if they've ever done it, but in the past, like they've done a TV
Yeah,
with you
but
guys
deaf
all in
people
one
typically
air.
do prefer like in-person sign language interpreters, and they would probably need two.
Yeah, but if they don't
One for
have,
like the stage and stuff like
but
that.
if they only have two people, they may only give you guys a screen because it's easier to move from room to room when you guys move to take a screen and to have an interpreter there for what, 3 days?
Well, that's also if they do the breakout session that way, because the event that we went to in Destin was a Connect event. It wasn't the PXP. The PXP, they didn't do the move from room to room situation. It was just everything in the main room the entire
Well,
time.
there's breakout sessions. I know that.
There were, but those are at the very end, and
Well, I guess it's
those
more
were
like a group session.
well, for PXP, the only breakouts that we did were after the official convention was over, and it was the Warrior Network or Warrior Movement meeting together. Um, and that
Right,
was, after the
right.
the convention had officially ended, for PXP. Destin was a different situation. That Destin was a Connect event. It's most of the Connect events aren't even built like Destin. Destin's its own special beast, clearly. It's its own almost PXP situation,
Completely
which is
different.
fantastic.
It's bigger. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Maybe
Uh,
for that, if they're doing
Destin's
that,
like a
maybe
Destin's like it,
Adrian's.
I can say this because I was at PXP. PXP, they didn't do the breakout rooms the way they did in Destin. I love the way they did them in Destin. It was great.
Yeah, it
Um,
was awesome.
being able to move from room to room and actually get the smaller training sessions on one day and then do the big training session on a different day. That was great. But that's not how they
Right.
did PXP last year. It's not to say that they won't do it this year. We haven't seen the schedule yet.
And we don't know how many are in other groups either.
Correct. We don't know if there are any in any other groups.
But they need to have a somewhat of an account with what we have coming so that they know how to prepare.
Right. We're probably currently the one team that's got deaf people on the team.
Good morning, Mama Sandy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mama
Uh,
Sandy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You out of bed
Good
yet, Mama
morning.
Sandy?
Huh?
You out of bed yet?
I got that as a no.
Right? You can hear it too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my goodness.
I can tell when y'all are still horizontal.
Oh. Mm-mm-mm.
You know, she is retired. She's allowed to sleep in. It's all of us poor working slobs that have to go and get up.
But
And
I'm
I
supposed to be
am.
up, so Twilight. I had some things to do, so I'm trying to figure out now if I should be late or should I just play hooky.
See, look at
Well,
her. See, look at her.
that's what I
She's
said.
just debating whether or not she's going to or not. That's it.
Yeah. You know what? Retirement is allowed. I mean, you can say, I just don't feel like it today.
Hey, that's right. I sure don't. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I found out I wasn't checking the third um thing that we had chart. Because Dana, remember when we started the new um, thing, Louis, and they, it was, I figured it was feeding, so I didn't check. And because I know Dana used me and Shelly as an example with our last names, with the dash, and he said Mama Sandy was uh,
James.
Rancher Dash Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been putting in because I knew I hadn't even missed a day or a week, the 2 weeks. So when last night when they did the drawing and stuff and I wasn't there, you heard me say something. Well, I decided to look and I'm not in there as Rancher Dash Haynes. I'm in just Rancher Haynes. So that's probably why it wasn't moving forward.
Right.
So
Yeah. Find out whatever you're what like go to the main page and that's the way. Good morning, Miss Shelley, by the way.
Morning.
The that third page that they because there's the daily, the weekly, and then there's the view only third worksheet that
yeah, I did.
has all the totals on it. Um, and look at the one labeled leaderboard,
My
I
husband just
guess,
brought me eggs and they're cold.
and see what name is on there for you.
That means you're gonna have to get up and he's making you have to get up and flip on the microwave.
It looks like I'm gonna have to. I don't know why they're cold, but they're cold. Because I
Eggs
don't
cool
remember
down
him coming.
quick. They just cooled up. They cool down quick.
Ah,
No, that means that he let them sit for a minute before he brought them to me. Because I guess I was asleep.
Well, maybe he checked on you and you weren't awake, so he said, I won't disturb her, but she can have
you
this when
grunted at
she's
him when he
ready.
walked in, and he walked away. That's all.
That's what he did.
Good morning, Miss Gloria. So great to see you this morning.
Good to be here. So how is everybody today?
Good. You feeling better?
Yes, I am. Yesterday I didn't know where my head was and my feet were.
That makes for a different kind of a day, don't it?
Yeah.
No, it did. I was real froggy. Man, I tell you, I was not out of my chair all day long. It was just I think, it's never bothered me. My sugar has never bothered me,
Mhm.
till the last couple of years. Whether it was high or low, it didn't really bother me. Low, it used to bother me a little bit, but I could never tell it was high. Well, now, the last 2 years, if it gets high, then I'm in a fog. I don't know where I'm at, what's going on.
Was it lower high? You have hypoglycemia?
No, she's diabetic.
She's
Oh,
diabetic.
diabetic. She's the opposite, huh?
And
So
I've been that way. I found out in 1998.
Been a while.
yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been a few years.
Huh?
Because it has been a few years.
Yeah. So does it make, when you get older, does it change like that, Louis?
It can.
Everything changes when you get older.
I'm like, she just asked me like I'm the old guy sitting in the room. Hold up, Mama Sandy.
We just change the older we get, right?
I'm like, I'm the baby in the room. Why are you asking me?
Because you work with the bodies. You work with the body.
Okay, that's
Well,
fair. That's
bones
fair.
and muscles.
I'm all like, hold up. She just asked me like I was the old guy sitting in the room. Hold on a second.
No, because you work with the body.
This is
You
true.
know,
I do
you
work with a lot of people with and I do work with that kind of thing with people. Yes, it does. As we get older and it becomes a lot more noticeable, it becomes a lot more prevalent in our daily lives, how that sugar uh fluctuation affects you. I will say that I've had people absolutely who've come in and said, yeah, this never used to bother me before. And, here we are a decade later and they're like, oh, this really bothers me now.
Yeah.
you know,
Right. And
um,
that's anything and everything.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
and
I,
depends on what you're eating too, because if you're eating lots of sweets
Mm-hmm.
and then bread, I think bread kicks it off.
mhm.
Man, there's so many things, and you don't know what they're putting in the foods nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
Right.
How
eating
much
American food, you're
sugar?
pretty much screwed. So yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's definitely
Yeah,
true.
it is. Well, like I said, last 2 years I really noticed it because like I just almost passed out one day,
Ooh,
and And one day, Paul and I were going somewhere, and I was like laughing at everything. And I went into the ditch, backing out of the house, and he said, "Let me drive," and I just sort of laughed him off. And he told me later, and I'm like, I don't remember doing that. But he said,
Oh,
I was
you were in
driving
the
really
danger
fast.
zone.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was.
Yeah. What's
So
your
yeah, definitely
A1C? Do you
be
know?
Huh?
What's your
You what?
A1C? Do you know?
The last time I had it checked, it was high. It was 7 something. So to me, it's high. That's not real high, but
No.
it's
high is
higher than I
high.
like.
So what your body's used to and what
Huh?
you're used to is two different things. So if it's up more
Yeah.
elevated than you normally have it, you're going to have reactions. I know Paul has because he's got high blood pressure.
Uh-huh.
He can tell when it's coming on nowadays. He'll
Me
say,
Yeah.
too.
he'll go sit down, take his blood pressure, and he'll say, "Up, yep, I knew it was high." And then he'll go take a part of the pill. But he's
Yeah.
better. I mean, he doesn't take one every day now. He takes one just when he knows he can feel it coming on. But he knows the
Right.
difference to know that he has to go do that.
See, that's what I'm starting to notice. It never bothered me ever. You know, I mean, I could tell when it dropped, and when I was younger, and I know I always tell them, if I need a candy bar and a Coke, and they'd look at me like I lost my mind. But that would help me get my sugar back. But I've never noticed when it was high, but I sure am noticing nowadays. So, and I checked it yesterday and it was extremely high, but I ate junk I shouldn't eat. So, but anyways, but I feel better today. So,
I'm very glad that you're
Good.
okay now.
You take
And
Noni
yes,
regular? I
ma'am,
was talking. I was talking in the plate.
She's going to eat her eggs cold no matter what.
Do you, do you take your Noni regularly, Gloria?
every
Chewing
once in a while,
Ooh.
I
Oh,
remember when I
well,
remember.
get her. Noni will probably regulate that blood sugar.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, take it regularly.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
be as religious about the noni
Yeah.
as anything else in your life. Like that should be probably the most regular thing you take.
yeah.
Okay.
Reminds me, I walked out of the house without it, so I'm going to have to call Paul to get me some. Bring it to me.
Should I take it more than once today?
Nope, once a day's
You
fine.
can. You can. It's not gonna hurt you if you can afford it. It's not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, if you've got a backlog of it hanging out over there because you haven't been drinking it regularly, you can start off drinking it twice a day.
Yeah, especially
But
to regulate that blood sugar. And once you're regulated, you can maybe go back to your once a day.
Okay. Because I took Kyani for years,
mhm.
and
Do you
and
still do the
it didn't
sunrise?
help the sugar.
Oh,
I
you put your
promise you.
body in a shock then. Because it was if it was used to uh the nitro and you pulled away, yeah, your body probably went into some kind of a shock. So you need to get back on the noni.
Okay.
I wish I could diagnose me like that because I don't know. I may have to take a trip to the orthopedic surgeon because something went wrong in the last 3 weeks to this right leg that wasn't.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know if I'm injured, but it's like from the right. It seems to be in the muscle though. I don't think it's
Go see a masseuse, my lord. She's done wonders for my owies.
hmm.
Don't nobody listen to me.
No, Louis.
Yeah,
Hey, Louis,
you
I
do,
go
Louis.
anywhere from three three times a month, sometimes four. So that's pretty good.
I love and appreciate you for that. Trust me.
And that's a
And I go
habit
once
because I
a year.
always
Yeah, huh?
and I go once a year.
And I
Mhm.
found out I couldn't go once once a month. I tried that. I went back. I called her and said, we need to come back in. And it was almost as bad the second time as it was the first time.
Mhm.
I don't want to have that hard of a workout.
Yeah. Oh, sidetrack slash business like stuff. Jerry.
Look, Jerry.
Jerry. Hi. Yeah. I sent you a message. Check your telegram.
Let me look.
You send me a message?
Nope, just send it to Jerry on Jerry only.
No, I asked you yesterday, and
Oh,
lady.
I did. I put that one in the same group where you asked the question in the Louie and ladies.
Uh-huh.
The answer's in
Okay.
there.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, the pleasure's mine. I did respond. I actually did respond to stuff yesterday. Very proud of myself.
Yeah, when we need you, we need you.
Yeah, I understand this, and so I do try to make myself as available as possible.
And we're a needy group a lot of the time.
We're all needy. We're
Which,
all needy.
which text message? Which
Telegram.
textgram? I don't see anything.
I sent it yesterday. Did you look at it? Did you respond?
Me? No.
No, Jerry.
No,
Oh, Jerry.
Let me look. Oh,
Miss
I got
Shelley,
it.
you're
I see it.
looking thinner and
It didn't.
thinner.
It didn't pop up. It didn't give me a notification.
Hmm.
I just see it.
Okay. Well, when you're ready, send it to me. I just
And
want to
good
make sure you've
morning.
seen it.
Sure.
And good morning, Miss Erica.
So did anybody make any moves today or this week? Went higher?
No, but I've got a potential customer.
I got 2
Huh?
customers yesterday.
Awesome.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Mine asked me to wait till next Wednesday because that's when she
That's
gets
awesome.
paid.
I thought I had 2 new business partners, but I guess I'm gonna have to see what's
Well,
going on with them.
Gonna have to go hunt them down.
Yeah.
You
Good
know,
morning,
Yeah.
everybody.
anytime.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Miss Erica.
Oh, she's alive and
Sorry,
awake now. Good
I was
morning, Miss
not alive
Erica.
5 minutes ago. I had to roll
I'm-
myself out of bed. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm like, guys, I got stuff to do. I got to get up. Yeah, so if you guys could just really quick, in your silence or whatever, just say a prayer for my sister, Jenny. She's on her way here on Saturday, but we were going to have a gender reveal party for her and everything, and she ended up losing the baby 2 days ago,
Oh,
or found out 2 days ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
no, that's sad.
How long was
Yeah.
she, Erica, to have a ginger
Um,
review?
Well, so the she went for her ultrasound and the baby ended up having no heartbeat. It was a little girl.
Oh,
Oh.
We were so excited
no.
for her because she just
Oh.
had a little boy like a year and a half ago. And then this was like her little boy with her fiance or her little girl. So it was like, oh, it's just heartbreaking. But so today she's going in they had a consult for a procedure. So I don't know. She's not, sorry, my dog was just
probably
telling
in
it.
for a DNC.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they're trying to do in for. But now we don't know how that works if there's traveling and I don't know. She lives in Texas, so I don't know how that works either.
It's hard on them. My
But
daughter lost one here
It's
about a year
Texas, the
before she
Texas
had her
come on,
son.
can you believe my dog right now? Stop it. Stop it. Come on, Charlie, get in your cage. Come on.
But
I'll
it
start with
wasn't
this.
to the point she could tell what it was. So that's
Please. Hold on,
a
sorry, my
little
alarm's
better.
going.
It's
That's the
really
way
hard
mine
on
was.
her.
Tell. That's when I lost all of mine, I could
Let's
tell.
go. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know how, I want to say maybe 12 weeks, maybe.
first trimester.
first trimester.
Yeah, because she's pretty early on. Which is
Yeah, first
sad.
trimester, most likely time for a woman to miscarry.
Although
Mhm.
she is older too, so that was also a factor.
Um,
I mean, she's
Is she
39,
40,
so
39? I was gonna say, is she
oh, wow.
40?
So,
Okay.
do they still refer to that as a geriatric pregnancy, or have they
yeah.
stopped that terminology yet?
Which is interesting
No,
because you think nowadays, yeah, do they
high
still
risk.
consider that?
They
Yeah.
consider it
Well,
high risk
well,
because I had
it's based,
mine at Blake or Jay. I had him at 34, and I was considered high risk.
Yeah, no, they literally refer to a woman having a baby in like her late 30s as a geriatric pregnancy, and I'm like,
Mhm.
that's rude.
How
First and foremost.
ridiculous.
yeah, I'm a geriatric baby.
I'm like, that's insulting.
That's funny. My grandma, after having 12, she was in her 40s when she had her last one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, my mother-in-law was probably 50 when Linda was born, and they're all okay. They were all okay. She had 11 children, but that was the old days, and things were were a little different. Um, so I don't know. Like you say, as time has passed, foods and life is different. You would think it would have gotten better, but unfortunately,
The science has gotten better. The people might not have.
And
that's true.
you know what? Just sometimes I think their thinking hasn't gotten better. Like I
Correct.
look at, I have a granddaughter with Down syndrome, and
Aw.
she's
Yeah.
22 now. But when she was born, and they tell you that, like in your later 30s, in your 40s, you're really high risk to have a Down syndrome
Correct.
baby. And
Yes.
I took her to a school program every day, and there was not one mother that was over 28, not one. And so to me, it was like, hey, let's take a look at this. I think you've just fallen onto, oh, that's what we used to think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's just
They
an
haven't changed the
excuse.
mentality yet over the actual reality of the situation.
Yeah. And then just talking about my granddaughter, she and Randy had cancer at the same time.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Well, he had
wow.
his cancer first, and later in the year, she got leukemia. She was just 2. And they walked in the cancer walk together. So that would have been, she was 3 then, I think. So, and all these years later, the 2 of them are still cancer free,
Oh,
Praise the
that's
Lord.
wonderful. That's
right?
wonderful.
The Lord. Yeah.
Wonderful, Shelley. Did they have to go through chemo and radiation or chemo?
Randy had surgery and radiation. And when he went for radiation, the doctor said to him, "Why did you have surgery?" He said, "Radiation would kill it. That's what it does."
Mhm.
And so, he said, "I went to a doctor that advised that."
Yeah. My
Right?
roommate had uh tongue cancer, oddly enough. So, and it was right back here at the back of his tongue. Um, he did not have to do surgery. He had 7 weeks worth of radiation, um, and 3 sessions of chemo. One at the
Yeah.
very beginning, one in the middle, one at the end. And it was 7 weeks of radiation, but it was very directed radiation where they like literally shot it like
Yeah.
at the spot, and he did not have to do surgery.
And our granddaughter had chemo. She had leukemia. So,
Yeah.
but we're lucky. An interesting thing with Downs people is when they get cancer, they are quite sensitive to the medications. They have real reactions to them. So they can't give them as much chemo. But because they're more sensitive, it has a big effect on them. And then they don't get the later life cancer from having had chemo.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's life.
That's a
Yeah,
perk.
That's
isn't
nice.
that interesting? And they're
Yeah.
the only ones, too, that can be predicted that they're getting leukemia. So they
Really?
get,
Yeah.
yeah, she got sick with, a bunch of different odd things. Like probably 6 or 8 months prior to this, it started. And then they called her in and said she's getting leukemia. And we can tell from these markers when she was sick. And this is the only time we can ever predict it, but
Oh,
we can't
wow.
tell you exactly when. So it did happen a few months later, but yeah, I find that quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the science is the science, and it's has, yes, progressed to a certain point where it's gotten good at some things, but then the humans are still the humans, and well, they haven't progressed to some things. There's
Well,
that part. Um, and there's something as well, and Miss Shelley, you may be able to speak to this. When my roommate was going through his cancer treatments and everything, I wanted him, because it was tongue cancer, he wasn't able to eat uh regularly because they burned off like everything up in his throat. It was like, yeah, the world's worst sore throat ever.
Yeah.
They had a feeding tube in
yeah.
him. And I was like, okay, well, I want you to stay healthy while you're doing this, but they were like, yeah, doc said no healthy supplements or anything like that. Just let the chemo and the radiation do the thing. And I was like, okay, but as soon as he's done with the last chemo and radiation, let me know. And they did, and I was like, great, we're pumping him full of Sunrise.
I had a friend of ours who went through cancer treatment, and the doctor couldn't believe how well he was because he was on the Triangle Health.
Yeah.
I
And
Yeah,
know.
I've got
I
my
mean,
nephew.
he
I've got
didn't
my
get near
nephew.
as sick or anything.
yeah. And the thing
Exactly.
Yeah, the thing that I was wanting to make sure, because I'd heard so many great things about people having such wonderful reactions with the Triangle of Health, when it came to their cancer rehabilitation stuff. I was like, you know what? If and since my roommate could only really at that point in time take like one thing, because it was going through a feeding tube, I was like, Sunrise it is. And his doctor said he was one of the fastest healing patients he'd ever had.
Yep.
I
That's what
know.
we
And
got told too by friends.
doesn't that drive you crazy that they tell you not to take healthy supplements, but they're giving you this poison,
Hmm.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I just tried to tell my nephew guys not to take the chemo and radiation because his body was always um I mean he was I knew that he was nutrient deficient when he started because he was only eating one meal a day, if that, most of his life. And
Okay.
so he was getting so sick and weak. But fortunately, I had had him on auto ship with the Triangle of Health, but he wasn't taking it. So now that he's been diagnosed with the lung cancer, they realized that he could not. But I told him to start taking that Triangle of Health, and he has. I don't know how much he had because he's still taking it. But they said, well, he couldn't take the chemo and radiation. His body just couldn't do it. So they now have him on some immunotherapy that he's supposed to do a whole year, but he is doing so good. He's attributing it to the immunotherapy now, but I'm suspecting it's the Triangle of Health,
Oh
but
yeah.
he's also highly anemic. So on the 15th, I won't be around because I've got to take him. They're going to do, in which I'm not sure. It sounds like it's going to be a spinal tap. So I'm going to have to take him to St. Louis for that, um, because they're trying to figure out where this anemia, why his blood level just drops, and they can only give him, so many of the shots. So they've stopped giving him the shots because that was just a cover up to bring the blood count back up. But it seems to be holding his own right now because
Good, good
it
for
hasn't
him.
dropped.
Good.
So my son's fiance is a nurse practitioner. So in the areas that she works, she acts more like a doctor because most of the clinics don't have doctors. But she kind of is. She feels. I don't know. I think everybody here feels the same as me. Like the COVID shots were poison.
I think
Um,
so too.
Yeah, and so many people dying and with health issues and reactions from it. But through all that, then you start doing some research on things like ivermectin and fenbendazole. And so she and I are of the same opinion on stuff and talk lots about it. Well, she had an uncle with stage 4 cancer, and I'm not sure exactly where it started, but he had tumors, started getting tumors all over. They gave him a few months to live. And he and her aunt were kind of the people that, no, you don't do any of that ivermectin or that kind of stuff. You do what the doctor tells you. But he got so sick and was in such pain, he finally agreed to do something else. And she sent him the protocol, the Peter, is it McCullough, his protocol for stage 4 cancer. And within 3 months, his tumors are shrinking. He feels a lot better. His cancer's going away.
Good. Praise the
I got
Lord.
Yes.
Paul's brother Scott has friends that were in stage 4. I don't remember what kind. I think it was pancreatic. But
Ooh.
the doctor told him to go home, write up his will. And the guy went home and went on the fenbendazole and the ivermectin and some other stuff. I don't know. Paul's got a paperwork that tells exactly what to take. And he's still roping today, and he's 80-some years old.
Yeah.
And he was told, go home, write your will. Because a lot of, and I don't know, this is what we've been told and what I've read and what you find out from like Dr. Artis, who is a real doctor, and you can get on
Yeah.
his site,
Yeah.
that most cancers are a parasite,
Yeah.
and that you need to kill the parasite. And that
Exactly.
Paul's got a cousin that does homeopathic, and she's cured a lot of people. She'll call Paul up, can you get me more? So Paul will send her down stuff that she can use on her patients.
So where does
And
he get it?
we have cows. You can go to the vet, or you can go to
Okay.
you're not necessarily to the vet. I don't know we just go to F10X and get it from because we give our cows ivermectin every year to spray down their back. That's probably why we don't get into it, because we get misted a lot when we're doing that.
Okay.
Well, Shelley, can we get it from you and pay you?
I'm not sure. I have to check. I'm sure there are some places up here where I can get it.
You can get ivermectin for go to a pet store, and there's actually quality of their ivermectin that they give to fish is better than what they give to humans.
Really?
Yeah, and you can go in and you can say, I have a tank and it has ick in it, which is a parasite thing that gets in the water. And they give you some little pills. You'll have to ask for it and tell them you have a fish aquarium, and somebody told you, your friend said, well, that's all you have. You have ick in your water, or you have ick in your tank, and they will take you over and probably sell you the little packet. I'll talk to a pharmacist in India who said the human stuff, actually the fish stuff is at a higher quality than the human.
Wow.
Well, it pops up on my phone almost every day, and because I know I'm spied on,
but you can get on Dr. Artis's.
But I don't trust it. I don't know what's good.
Get on Dr. Artis's page. I forget. He's on Facebook. I see him all the time. He's on Instagram. Just look up Dr. Artis. He can give you the protocol for it all and where to get it.
Yeah, and my daughter was just diagnosed with cancer in her thyroid. So she has to go see the doctor this Friday, but I'm trying to get her to take this fenbendazole and ivermectin. So
yep. And there's one other thing. I forget what it is, but I think it's a vitamin of some kind.
Maybe vitamin C?
I was thinking B. but I'm not positive.
Okay.
Paul has the paperwork. If I find it, I can
Yeah,
ask him for it.
sure, that would be great.
Probably ain't no going, sir.
Okay. Now that we've gone off on the other side, by taking our supplements that we do, keeps us healthy.
Right? Yeah, that part, bringing it back over to what we sell.
And
Uh,
I've got people that have gone through cancer who have been on the Moanoni would be what it is. And just even having a surgery, healing faster.
Yeah.
There, after having the one, my friend, I said, just have him take it before. Don't take it the day or two before he goes into surgery because they have a cow about it. I says, and then start taking it again right after he gets out. The doctor said he healed up like in half the time that most of his patients do, just from having what they cut on his back. So it does. There's stuff to having the right nutrition in your body.
Absolutely. One of the things, and I'll start talking about the nutrition portion of that now. One of the things I make very clear to my students when I'm teaching them about, right now I'm teaching a pathology class. I like to subtitle it "All the Things That Could Go Wrong with the Human Body," and how massage therapists have to deal with each of those situations. And I let them know, I'm like, guys, we as massage therapists aren't healers. I like to put that thought in their head. I'm like, do not think that you're a healer. You're not. The body's going to heal itself. The way it's built to fix itself. Honestly, if you left my body alone out somewhere and just, all you ever did was feed it all the things that it needed to survive, it would fix itself. Might take a while, but it would fix itself. We are built from like inside out for our systems to correct themselves.
Interruption, Louis.
Not the first time before Mama Sandy.
We were created by our God to live forever. So the body will heal itself.
As long as you treat it like a temple, but if you don't, which we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. I tell them, like, if you feed your body all the things that are necessary for your body to have to rebuild itself the way it was originally made, because at birth you have everything inside of you that you need. And over time, outside of the womb, you start losing that because you don't put all the good stuff back in there. Then you got that problem of it's not getting what it needs to, so it won't fix the things the way it's supposed to fix the
Well,
things.
science and doctors have come to realize that how the body does heal itself. I had gone to classes many years ago when stem cells were the thing of the future. Now they're here. A stem cell can become any cell in the body, any cell in terms of regeneration. So the heart, they have come to realize that the heart can beat, was created to beat forever, forever. So, we know in terms of scripturally why sin brought sickness and death into the world, but it's going to be taken away because everybody believes in Jesus and why he died to redeem us. That's our future. That is our future. So so what you're saying is so true because we never get used to death because we weren't created to die. We were created by our Heavenly Father to live forever. So the body has the ability to 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 do what it's supposed to do in order that we were to live forever. So, what you're saying is really, really so true.
So
So true.
eating Panda Paws ice cream probably isn't a good idea.
Not
Huh?
particularly.
In small
Well,
doses,
why
yes.
not everything is so polluted?
All things in
The
moderation, honey.
Son of a.
So I'm not saying don't enjoy your life. I mean, quite honestly, enjoy your life. But
This has not been a good
all
week. Let's
things
just
in
say.
moderation is absolutely a thing. Um,
exactly.
as much as I love me some Oreo cookies, no, I can't knock them back every single day because that's
Right.
Oreo cookies
Look
are
at
Paul
all
does.
a weird phenomenon. They're
look at all
vegan.
the preservatives and everything
Oreo
that's
cookies
in
are
our
vegan.
foods
If that
now.
doesn't bother you, then your world's wrong.
Did you say
Paul
they're
eats
vegan?
cookies.
Oreo
Oreo cookies.
cookies are vegan. Look at their
That's
ingredients
wild.
list. They are vegan, which should freak you out because Oreo cookies should have something akin to, like, I don't know, dairy or something from dairy inside of it.
No, they're all
And it does
processed
not.
food. And my
Yeah,
husband eats
it's
6 of
so
them
delicious.
every night
You
with a
know,
glass
or
of chocolate milk.
yeah, Oreo cookies they're one of those scientific anomalies that, yeah, sure, we'll just keep eating them, whatever. I mean, I'm amused by the thought that I could go to any other country outside of the US and get better food. Um,
Yeah.
just because the US has this
Is,
horrible habit of,
isn't that
spicing their food
crazy?
with bad stuff.
But things are on the up and up there. Things are coming.
Yep.
Where here?
Well, it's
Yeah,
Yes.
they're making
Yeah.
laws.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Kennedy,
starting to take all
Kennedy,
these
Kennedy
horrible
put in a
things.
bunch of laws in that make them quit serving us certain colored
Yes,
dyes so that I mean, because it does harm our kids and our bodies.
well,
And
it's
he's
been
making
about
it
money.
illegal. He says,
Everything
if
was
they can
quick.
do it in Europe, they can do it here.
Right.
Yeah.
They just won't because they make too much money off of us right now.
No,
Exactly.
they're making the laws. He's going to change that. Life's going to be improved.
And
Who?
I truly believe that.
that's why we can't use
Who?
the word homeopathic and the holistic. We can't say certain things, or they'll shut us down because of big pharma in cahoots with the medical profession because it's been about money. They've known a lot of
Yeah.
things in terms of what heals us. They've known, but it's all
Yeah,
been
that was
about
done by the
greed.
Rockefellers.
Greed and money is
Yeah.
what's been the name of the game. Um,
Well,
so
we're
that's
getting
why
off track again.
that's why it was so imperative that we do what we do in terms of health and wellness to know the natural aspects of healing. And we can't use that word healing, but they do heal. What they do is treat things to so they can have a continuation. You keep going back,
Yeah.
but it feeds their money coffers. They want you back, back, back,
Yeah,
even though we want you on auto ship.
when I'm teaching my students in massage therapy, I let them know we are not healers. We are people who create a space where the body can do its thing and heal itself. We are there to help take away the pain that they're suffering so that the body doesn't stay in its sympathetic mode of fight or flight. Um, we get them into their rest and digest mode. And once we have them there, body takes over and does what it's supposed to do. We as massage therapists, our job is to help remove the pain from them so that their body can get into rest
And
and
fix
digest.
it. Yeah, I'll go for that.
That's
Erica,
our job.
what does your shirt say? I was trying to read it.
Oh,
Me too.
actually have it on backwards. I just realized it.
That's
It's
okay.
from
We can
James
read it this
Bradford.
way.
It says
Me
every
too.
morning we wake up. Every morning you have two choices: continue to sleep with your dreams, or wake up and build them. It's Team Fusion.
Oh,
That's a
It's
cool
Team
oh
one.
Fusion
wow.
too. Yeah.
I don't
I love
remember
this
that
one,
one.
but I have it on backwards. It says Team Fusion on the back.
Okay.
I just realized that when you asked me, I'm like, oh wait, it's gonna be one of those days. It's okay.
All right. It is 7 minutes to the hour.
Hey,
And we've got this morning's Champions Academy is happening.
and that's a good one. It's a good
This is
one.
one you don't want to miss. By all means, make sure you hop on that call. It's starting in 7 minutes, 6 minutes. Um, after that, the BOC is happening at 8 o'clock my time. With James, I do believe, is
I
doing
think
the
it is.
call today. So James is doing both the Champions Academy and the BOC today. He's doing them back to
He's
back.
having one of your days.
He's pulling one of my days. I'm like, go, James, go. Do one day and get it done with. Just get it out, just knock it out of the park. And then I don't know that we have another thing scheduled for this afternoon.
There's
oh,
one,
just
there's one for Punta Cana people, but they're having a
So
call.
there's a Punta Cana call this afternoon. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so there's not a big major
You're
call
not
for
gonna be here
everybody.
tomorrow, right? You're not
And
gonna
there's
be here tomorrow,
And
right?
yes,
nothing
correct.
done.
So let me reiterate to everybody, there is no this call tomorrow morning. Don't come on, don't hop in. I won't be here. Don't message me. I love you dearly. I'm not going to respond. I'm going to still be
Oh,
asleep.
I'll message you
I will still be asleep.
just because you said not to.
And when I wake up and see the phone at 8 o'clock, I'll be like, oh, look, that happened.
Good
Well,
thing, no worries.
the whole company's taking the fourth up. I don't even know if corporate's up and running either.
I have not checked to see if corporate's got anything open tomorrow. I'll give them. I'll drop them a line today and see if they are going to be open, and I'll message you guys to let them know. Because I haven't seen it. Might be written. It might actually be written on corporate's homepage. Who knows?
Oh yeah, they might have sent a message out.
So, but yeah,
so
customer
Cindy and
service.
Lindsay, if you're in the Revolution, the Drop Revolution
Yes.
Facebook
Yep.
page, they're doing a live today on Why Partner Co. Why Now?
Oh, cool.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
I'll send this to you guys. Copy.
Awesome.
They said to ask for the link. So go in there, ask to be part of it, the group, and then go to that post.
I'm
And
already part of the group, so I'll just,
yeah, so you can see it in there because I think it'll be excellent.
yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
good one to watch.
That would actually be a cool one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry, I'm expecting the picture from you. Mama Sandy, I'm glad you finally made it out of, at least sitting up to eat your breakfast. Miss Shelley, it was fun watching you do your hair this morning. Miss
Oh,
Gloria,
I didn't
I'm
realize that
glad
I
you're
had
out of the
my
road
camera
driving
on.
safely.
You saw me do my
And
makeup and everything.
oh yeah, saw the entire thing. It was great. And Ms.
Don't worry,
Eric,
Michelle. I wasn't paying no attention.
at
It's
some
okay.
point in your day, I know your day is gonna go right when your shirt turns on the right way.
That's right. I might just keep it on.
Miss Twyla, keep on keeping on at that work over there. Keep those
Oh,
good
yep.
to the interpreter. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And I will see all of you all later. I'm gonna go get dressed because I gotta go to work.
You know, have a great day.
Bye.